Welcome, everyone, to our live stream today, our Halloween live stream, by the way. And as you can see, Gary, the ghostly figure here, hanging out, just going to go through a few items with you today. Let me just change this because I look too ghostly. There we are. We're going to talk about 8 or more tricks that you should know about your ACT software that you can use to increase your productivity. So, as we're going through this today, if you have any comments or questions as we go through, please add them to the comments area on whatever platform you're on below, whether it's YouTube or Facebook. I don't think we're streaming on any other platform today. But any one of those you can, or LinkedIn, sorry, that was the other one. You can put your comments below, ask any questions you wish. We'd be happy to answer them. So I'm Gary Robillard, if you don't know me, and this is my sidekick, Cato, actually, Jared.
Hello.
Hey, Jared, how's it going today?
Good. How's it going, Gary?
Good.
Happy
So,
Halloween.
Happy Halloween. Yeah. So I'm probably gonna do some stuff tonight. I was kind of hoping to go out to the. Oh,
Uh-oh.
that wasn't
you have
planned. That just
you have your
happened.
notifications on spooky there or something?
That
That's
was
pretty good. That was a pretty good one.
The timing on that was amazing.
Yeah. Maybe
Anyways,
you have some tricks for us for sure there.
yeah,
I
that's
think.
right. That's right. Oh crap, that's too funny. We've
wanted
got some cool
helpful
stuff today. Being Halloween, we thought we'd have this little, do this live stream and come up with some tricks. We did this, I think it was last year. We did this and had a few tricks and stuff like that you could use, and
Yeah.
some of the stuff you may already know, right, Jared? Stuff that we've
Yeah.
covered in the last little while. But hey, let's show you a few things, and maybe this will give you a little bit of leverage on being a little more productive as you're using the ACT software. Anything before we start there, Jared?
Not that I can think of. Yeah, I'm looking forward to all the tips and tricks. So should be good.
All right. Well, let's dive in, and then Jared, as we're going through, I'll pull you up if anybody has any questions. I'll pull you up, or if you have any comments, don't hesitate, and we'll bring those up. All
Sounds
right.
good.
So the first thing I'm going to talk about pain and how do we solve the pain. So I was working with some people last week, and they were dealing with Excel spreadsheets. So they got their ACT database, they got these Excel spreadsheets, and I asked the question. I said, "Why are you using Excel spreadsheets?" And they said, "Well, that's just because how we've done it, and we use Excel." And well, I said, you've got this one database, and then you've got all these other fragmented data sets. Why don't you bring them together? And so one of the things that you can get with ACT, and there are a couple of vendors that do it. We're one of them that have a product called Table Manager. And in Table Manager, it allows you to add other items to your database. So for an example, and I got a list here, I'll just read this out. You could capture events. You could capture, let's see, what else do I got? Products, services, warranty, support, problem tracking, anything that you want a subset that you want to track. It could be, if you're a real estate person, maybe it's properties. If you're a mortgage broker, maybe it's mortgages. If you're an automotive dealership, maybe it's you want to track all the cars that people buy. Whatever it is that you want to track, you can do that inside of ACT, and not a lot of people know that. And I didn't realize that until I was talking to a couple of different companies, and they're running these spreadsheets that they could definitely link to the company or the contact or both in the ACT database. So let me just show you really quickly what this would look like. And it's actually really simple to set up and use once you've installed the third-party add-on to do that. And any of our third-party add-ons, if you want to trial them out, by the way, there is a link in the description. You can just click on it, download any of the things that we're going to talk about today, and mess around with it. All right. So first of all, we're going to look at this particular one, and let's go to Todd Miller, really quick. Oh, by the way, this is a demo database. I'm just putting that out there just so that YouTube is okay with that. This is a Halloween demo database. Todd Miller, he's our go-to guy. So if I go down here to products, it's going to list the products. Now, this is kind of geared towards having an automotive dealership. I thought that was the quickest, easiest thing to have in here. And if I double click on any one of these, he's got two vehicles. You can see in here, he's got a BMW 320i. And then if I go over to this other one, he's got a 2003 Ford F-150. And so I can really quickly have a look and see what kind of stuff he's got. I can also go into services and see what services he's had and pull that up. And this is totally customizable. You can put any kind of field, any kind of data that you want to capture, you can capture inside of the ACT database. The other nice thing about this is you can go over to products. You can have your tabs over here. So now I can see everybody. So I can actually use this as a reporting or filtering or sifting device to be able to find those people that I want to search. So I can do all vehicles. I can put it down to say, just give me specific color, specific make and model, whatever it is that I want to look at. I can do that right here, and I can see all of my inventory that I may have, or all of the items that other people own, and we can manage it right from here. So it's a really cool way of managing all of your data inside of ACT and getting rid of those Excel spreadsheets. So if you if you're sitting there and you're going, well, we've got these Excel spreadsheets, but I don't know if we can put them into ACT, book them an appointment with me, and I'll sit down there, give you a free assessment. We'll talk about it and just see if it makes sense to move those Excel spreadsheets out of your hands and into an actual database where you can actually report on that and link those to the actual contacts that you have within your database. All right, the next thing I want to do is I want to talk about, let's go back to our contact record, Todd Miller here. The next thing I want to talk about is I see a lot of people that aren't keeping their database clean. And point in case, I had somebody that sent an email blast out, and a couple of the people had passed away, but the email went sent to them. The person that was, taking that inbox or managing the inbox for that individual said, "Hey, that person's passed away," and it was a little bit embarrassing for the person who sent it off. And he knew that person had passed away. He just didn't flag that person. So, one of the things to do is to keep your database clean. And the way to do that is using a little product that we built called the Archiver. Now, the Archiver is a tool that you can use to archive contacts within your database, and it's super simple to use. You have this little banker's box right here. That's your archive tool, and so you could do one person at a time. So I'm gonna archive Todd Miller. It says, "Yep, he's been archived," and yeah, is no longer there. So he's going to open up the database to all the other contacts. Let's just go to view all contacts. So I can just take Todd Miller and put him out of there, or I can grab a couple of people by just holding down the control key from my list view and say, okay, this person, and this person are no longer there. Or maybe I'm not doing business with them, not necessarily passed away, but we're not doing business with them. I'm going to archive them and said, would you like to archive the selected contacts? Sure. Now you'll see the number go down when I press OK. We're down to 200 records. They're still in the database. They have not been deleted. They're not removed. They're there. How do I find those individuals? Well, say you need to pull them back. They're becoming a client again. You can use this little button here to show archived contacts. So this one archives them or unarchives them, depending upon where you're at. We're going to go into this one, and it'll over on the right-hand side. This is the archive view. So this will show all of the people that are archived in your database. So they're contained within the same database, and you just don't see them. So let's go back to Todd Miller, and let's unarchive Todd. We just click on the button again. Would you like to unarchive selected contacts? Yes. And Todd Miller now, instead of 14 or 15 people archived, we've got 14 people archived. So and then once you've finished that, you just go back to your main database, and now we went from 200 to 201. So this is a solution to keep your database clean and making sure that what you're seeing are the people that you're dealing with, whether they're just regular clients and prospects or whether they're suppliers and vendors, whatever the case may be. If you have them in the database, keep it clean, and then you've got an accurate database. All right, the next thing I want to talk about is, and this is a new feature that Jared actually showed me, and I wasn't aware of this until Jared showed me the other day. So I'm going to go into marketing automation, and by the way, if you're not using marketing automation, I highly recommend it. I was talking with a financial advisor this morning, and I asked him, are you using marketing automation? And he said, yeah, actually, we've got one of your guys doing it up once a month for us. And he says, I just don't have time. And I said, well, that's great. You're at least you're sending it out. I mean, some people don't have the time, and we offer that service. If you need to send something out, we can help you with that. And save you a little bit of time. Or if you've got half an hour, an hour, you could send something out once a month to your client base and just say, hey, just wanted to let you know we're still here. So in here, I'm going to go into an email template, and we're just going to use some demo templates, and let's see what we got here. Newsletter. Let's go and edit this newsletter, and I'm just going to pull it up here. And just remember, anybody who's using ACT subscription, you have the free version of the ACT marketing automation that you can use. All right, so if I make an adjustment, let's say I go in here and I just type in some gobbledygook here and some gobbledygook there, and I go down, you'll see down at the bottom here, the problem was you could never do an undo. So if you made a mistake and you moved off it, you had to go and try to remember what it was. Well, they have some undo features here now. They have a timed one, so you can actually see the changes you've made and go back, or you can just click the undo or the redo button on either one of these. So if you do the undo button and go, no, I liked it the other way, you can press the redo and it'll put it back again. So that's kind of a handy, and you don't see that until you kind of scroll down a little bit, and then it'll pop up on the screen on the bottom left-hand corner. But we had some people that were, making a mistake, and it's, I got to undo that, and couldn't figure out how to undo it. They've added the undo feature in there, and a time delayed undo one where you could actually see the increments that you've made these changes. The other thing that they've added to this, and I'm going to add some content here. I'm going to add a paragraph right about there. And when you go into the paragraph, it now has, and we've talked about this a little bit before in one of our AI webinars. It has this write with AI. And what this is Chat GPT. You have a connection to Chat GPT, and you can go down into here and ask the question. This is what we call a prompt, and you can prompt it for a specific thing that you want to do, and then it will write an article about CRM. I turned that off too quick. And then generate. And then so it's going to pull up a little bit of an article, and then I can add this in. Now, maybe a little bit slow just because we're doing a live stream. There we go. So here's a whole bunch of content that this AI created. Well, a little more than I needed. I should have been a little more specific, but you get the idea. So a little tip there: if you're running into a roadblock, trying to think of what you want to actually create some content about, or how you want to create it, use ChatGPT. I mean, you can use it right inside of ACT. It can hammer stuff out for you, and then you can just pop it right into your content that you're going to be sending out. Or you can just go use the free one, ChatGPT, outside of ACT, but this inside of ACT is actually pretty handy. All right. Any questions so far, Jer?
No questions. No. But yeah, that's cool. It's a cool feature. I mean, I know with a lot of different, even Microsoft Word and other stuff like that are starting to incorporate back features and forward features and stuff like that, because we all make mistakes. And yeah, ACT's no different. It's like you're going to put something in. Whoops, I didn't mean to do that. Oh, how do I go back?
Yeah.
and it's nice to have that back button. Also, AI is cool. That's also seems like another thing that's coming everywhere. AI is on everything, even on Facebook and different things you can use to help you write stuff. So, kind of a cool little tool to help you create
Yeah,
content.
absolutely. Yeah, and one of the other
Yeah,
things too, and I should mention for those of you people that don't know, if you're doing a bunch of searches and doing a bunch of stuff, it has a back button here where you can actually go back to different contacts or different things that screens that you are on as well. And when you make just speaking of undo, it does have an undo feature in here as well. So if I said international test group and I went, oh crap, that was the wrong field I wanted to put that in. You do have up here, if you go up to edit, you do have undo and then you have undo changes. So long as I'm still in this field, if I go undo, it'll put it back to the way it was. But what if I moved
nice.
off the field? So if I go test group and then move off that and I go up here to edit, I can't undo that field. So as soon as you move off it, you can't undo the field, but you can undo the changes to the contact and do that, and then it
Mm,
will put it back. But it will put back all of the changes that you've adjusted there. So if you're just making a change, you screwed up on one field, just go back up and you can undo that one field. And if you make a mistake and you want to start from scratch again, you can go edit and undo changes to contact. Once you move off that contacts record, though, it's posted. Then you have to you're kind of hooped. So
mm,
long as you stay on that record, you can do two types of undos. One is a field undo, and the other one is a total contact undo for all changes that were made while you were on that contact record.
cool.
All right. Now, the next thing in this one, this is an add-on, and we've talked about this a lot. It's ActView Plus. If you haven't tried it out, try it out. Again, link in the description. If you're using version 25 or version 26 of Act, and you're using the Advisor add-on or Sales Rep add-on, you will have this in there automatically. But for those who don't, try out this. And here's the one that I want to show you. One of the frustrations I've had, and this is why we put this in there, was in Act you only have so much real estate. So I've got this much real estate, and I have no more. Meaning, if I want to have something else in Act on another screen, I can't do it because it'll only stay within the container of this Act window. However, what we've done is we've created pop-out screens. So any screen that you want, whether they're an add-on feature like products and services that you've add on with Table Manager, I can pop those out. There's the pop-out window. And the nice thing about this is I can put this on if I've got a dual monitor or three monitors, or some people have four, you
Okay.
can pop this out, put it on another monitor, size it the way you want, put it in the location you want. It will remember that, and then I can sit on here and say, "Geez, I got to give Mindy a call," and it'll pop up Mindy's record, or I'm going to go back to Todd Miller, and it'll go back to Todd Miller, and it's a quick way of moving around. So I
Mm,
could have, for an example, I could have my products over here, and maybe I want to have opportunities. So I'll go to my opportunities screen, and maybe I'm not going to filter this any more than it is, but I'm going to pop that out, and I could have that just below that on another screen and say, okay, I need to talk to George
mm,
Bailey, and it's going to go and pull up George Bailey's record. And then I want to talk to Dorothy, and it's going to pull up Dorothy's record. So I can put this over on other screens and just make my life a little bit easier of navigating around, speeding up the process of accomplishing things. And then once you're finished with it, again, it remembers the size and location. Once you do this, it will dock back into the main Act database, and you're back good to go again. So that's the pop out windows. I can't tell you enough how much I really, really like using those pop-out windows. The other thing I want to mention is for some of you, I've noticed that they're a little overwhelmed. I was talking with a financial advisor company a while back, and they were talking about how do we get more productive with our team seems to be overwhelmed. There's a lot of stuff
Mm,
going on. How do we manage all the stuff that's coming at us? And and for the most part, it's creating a standard operating procedure or an SOP and saying how do we manage this? Sometimes you just need to hire more people, but
mm,
for some people, it's a matter of how do you manage your day, and usually it's the advisors that are a little overwhelmed.
mm,
And so with Day Manager, if you install Day Manager on your database, and there is a link, like I mentioned in the description below, you could have all your calendar items in the calendar. And by the way, this is a new calendar layout. If you have any questions that you maybe want to use this, let me know. We'll get this in your hands. But with the Day Manager, you can have what we call time blocks. And if you've got even a little bit of ADD, this is a game changer for you. And I've got a little bit of
oh
ADD,
man,
or
yeah,
sometimes maybe even a lot of ADD. And so this is really a game
or too many
changer.
things going on. Too many things going on will give you ADD. What was I just doing? Oh, I need to finish that before the end of the day. And
Yeah,
yeah,
exactly.
too
And
many
and
things.
if you're a people pleaser, it's like, oh yeah, I can do that,
Mm,
and that's the worst. So
crap. Yeah,
so
I
if
shouldn't
you're
have
a
done that.
people pleaser or ADD or just want to organize your stuff a little bit better, uh, download Day Manager. It has a ton of features, but the one I want to show you is this. It's called time blocking. So if I clicked on it, I've already set part of this up, but if I go into Day Manager and I say, okay, I want to set up some time blocks, I want to add in, and I've already got some of this set up. I want to do some business development. And business development is, I've got it as purple. It could be whatever color you want. I'm going to start November 4th. Let's go to November and November 4th. And I'm going to do this. Let's do this business development. I'm going to start on a Monday and I'm going to do it first thing in the morning, say around 9:30, and I'm going to go to noon. And I can click alarm there if I want, and it'll pop up an alarm, but I'm not going to right now. And then I can actually do this reoccurring. So it's weekly, every week that it would do that. I could do it daily where I could, weekly, I could do, I want it to do it on Monday and let's say Friday. Let's do it Monday and Friday. I'm going to do business development at 9:30 to noon. I'll press OK. And then I'm going to add in, maybe I want to do some sales calls. All right, we'll do some sales calls. I like to do those. Let's do those starting Tuesday. And we'll do sales calls from 9 a.m. That hopefully everybody's in at that time. And we'll go to noon there. Then I'm going to take a break. And we're going to do those on weekly as well. And we're going to do those Tuesday and Thursday and we'll press OK on that one. And then, but I'm also going to do it in the afternoon as well. So I want to take a break. So I'm going to maybe add another one in here, and let's say I'm going to take a break. I could put in lunch if I wanted to, but let's just go. Uh, let's see here. Check emails. Let's do check emails, and we're going to do that. Let's say we're going to start on the 4th, and we're going to do that from 12:30 to 1 o'clock, and we're going to do that daily, every day. Once, let's see there. Let's do every weekday. We'll just do it that way, and we'll
Well, if
press
you're
OK. What?
if you're feeling overwhelmed, it is important to put something in your calendar because a lot of times when you have too many things, just sort of like this is sort of a side note, is you just don't have a plan of action, and then that the stress builds. But if you can put it on your calendar or make sort of a routine, okay, I'm not going to worry about this today. I'm going to put it in my calendar tomorrow,
Yeah.
and then you have a little bit more control, and then feeling more control will lower your stress, lower your feelings of overwhelming, and so it's really good to have a calendar where you're booking things so you're not just all over the place and unfocused. So that's just what my little side plug there on calendars and blocking things off to not be overwhelmed.
Absolutely, totally agree. And I'm going to do marketing from there to there, and I'm going to do that weekly on Wednesday as well. All right, so now I've got all this set up. So it takes a little while to set up. But once you've got it set up, press OK. And now it's got these time blocks in there. And the nice thing about it is if somebody calls up and says, "Hey, can you give me a call on?" I mean, you need to be flexible, of course, but if somebody says, "Hey, can you do a demo on Monday?" and I said, "Well, no, I can't do it on Monday, but I can do it on Tuesday." I've got my so right here. There's my sales calls. So I could do a demo on my sales calls. I would have this like probably the whole day blocked off for sales calls and for business development. You kind of get it organized. But what it does is you can put your calendar items right on top of these time blocks, and you can use them for checking email, going for lunch. You can change each week if you want. Um,
Mm,
but this is a super powerful way of organizing your time, not just putting in activities randomly, and then all of a sudden you're kind of all over the map. What this allows you to do when you're like, for an example, sales calls, my head's into sales calls. That's my focus. Shifting gears to do something like marketing is a lot harder because marketing there's more of a creative stuff, or even business development is another mindset. So shifting from mindsets, especially giving you're going from one type of activity to another type of activity, can be a little overwhelming, and it can take you a little while to kind of get the gears going in that new mindset. This allows you to have a mindset for a specific period of time and allowed you to be specific on what you're trying to accomplish. Um, so highly recommend that you maybe try this out. There are some books on time blocking. Some of the ones that I've looked at, I can actually, Jared, I'll give you a couple of books that I've read on
mm,
this.
sweet.
One of the biggest guys that does this is Dan Sullivan from Strategic Coach.
Mm,
He's one of the ones that uses time blocking. He's the one that I got the idea from years and years ago. But you'll want to try that out because it is super, super powerful. All right. Let's see. What do we have next? Time blocking. Oh, this is a good one. I've I actually ran into this just the other day with someone, and I said, "Hey, this is really cool. You need to try this out." So I let me shift over. Here's the scenario. You want to send an email out to somebody. You're on your phone, iPhone, Android, doesn't matter. You're on your phone, you want to send an email out to somebody, but you want it to attach to the contacts record back at the office, right? So
mm,
how do you do that? I mean, usually you have to be in Act, have Outlook open, send an email from Outlook, it attaches into Act. But what if I'm out of the office? And more people are out in the office with their phones, and they send an email off, or
mm.
follow up with somebody, and it's like, okay, how do I get that to attach? I don't want to kind of deal with it. I just want to send the email out and know that it's attached. So I'm going to show you a really quick way of doing this. Let me connect to me. There we are. All right. So this is my iPhone, and I've got several accounts. And these are all Microsoft Exchange accounts. So if you're not using Microsoft hosted Exchange, if you're using an IMAP or any of these old pop types, change it. You want to be able to have your email in one central location and be able to access it from any of your devices, so that it's all common. You delete it out of one, it's deleted out of everybody. And so most people that I know, we recommend using, if you've got Microsoft Office um, Business Standard, it comes with hosted Exchange. Use it. It's powerful. So I've got three. These are all hosted Exchange ones. I'm going to use my training one, and I'm going to send an email to Todd Miller. So I'm going to go in here, and I'm going to create an email, and I'm going to go CLX. And there's one that I sent to Todd because I was testing this out the other day. And I just want to type in, "This is a test, Todd." And then I'll just copy that. Maybe I won't. And then I'll just go test again. And then I press send. So I've sent this off from the native iPhone mail. You could do this from on your phone. If you're having Microsoft Outlook on your phone, you could do it from there. It doesn't matter which application, as long as it's using a hosted Exchange type of a scenario, this is going to work just great. So let's go back up. Let's go back up here, and let's go find Todd Miller. And let's see. This is a test, Todd. Isn't that amazing? So it
Cool.
automatically pulls this in. So what is this tool we're using? We're using ACT for Outlook. There's a link on our website for you to try that out as well. It is so cool. So I
Mm.
personally don't use the native ACT attachment feature any longer. I use ACT for Outlook, and one of the reasons is this right here. I can just be on my phone, send an email. What it does is it says, "Oh, this email address is in your ACT database. Let's attach that to that person's record. Bob's your uncle. You're off to the races." I thought that's the coolest thing. And if for
Mm.
nothing else, that's the one reason I use this versus the native one in ACT. I like this one feature. It just makes my life a lot easier. So if you're like me and you're out there and you're sending emails out and you want them attached, this is the product that you want to try out. All right. So a couple more, and then we'll call it a day here. Oh, here's the other challenge that people run into all the time. They don't. I've seen people, or I've done assessments for companies where they said, "Hey, our document management is amazing," and you go in there and they've got fragmented stuff all over the place. People are saving documents to their desktop. They're saving them on different external drives, and nobody has a collated uh, way of managing all of their documents. So one of the features that one of the add-ons that we added called File Manager years and years ago, um, and it sells globally. This product, it does come in Day Manager, or sorry, it comes in the Advisor, and it comes in the Sales Rep. It comes
Mm.
with this in those two products, but you can buy it separately as well. And this particular one manages documents. Now, it's not a proprietary system. What it does is you tell the system where your documents are. So they could be on a server. They could be, if you're a solopreneur, it could be on your local machine. They could be in the cloud. And for those of you who are spending money, or maybe you've got Microsoft Office Business and you're spending money on another outsourced place to manage your documents, you get a free terabyte of space with Microsoft Microsoft
Nice.
Office 365. Use it, it's free.
Yeah.
We were paying, I think it was $45 a month US for a product called Ignite, and when
Mm.
we
Yeah.
realized that we had free terabyte of space, we go, well, why are we spending that kind of money? And so we started to use it. And what it does is just like File Manager or File Explorer window that you have natively in your Windows environment. So File Explorer looks like this. You pop it up. It's a little window. You go search around for it. What this does is this allows you to view that right inside here. So if I add a file, add a folder, delete a file, delete a folder, it's like you did it wherever the source is. You're managing it right from here. You can scan documents, create new folders, and if I create a new folder, it's actually created it wherever those documents are. These documents and these folders for this particular company, Miller Construction, are located on our OneDrive and SharePoint account. And so you can just access all that information right there. And then you have quick ways of viewing it. You can email from it. So if you need, and when you install it, it allows you to set up a structure so that you can organize your documents properly. So highly recommend that if you're not managing your documents properly now, take a look at this. It's a huge, huge time saver when you can have collated documents and files all located in one location and being able to access them super quick right inside of ACT. All you have to do is look up the contacts record. They're there. You don't have to go in and go down here to File Explorer and say, okay, where is those documents? Oh, yeah, they're on our server. Operations. Where was that again? Client files, and then go in that way. You just go to the current person's record, and they're there. You're ready to go.
Big time saver, man. Yeah.
Oh,
I
huge.
there's there's always stuff too where it's like you did somebody for somebody like 3 or 4 months ago, or even like a year or two ago, and if you can look back, a lot of times you can save yourself time recreating a document or a contract or whatever. As
Mhm.
long as you've done something before, it will save you time in the future. So having proper document storage not only gets you to find stuff faster, but also can save you time doing more work because you did it before, and you can look what you did.
Yeah.
Whether it was 3
And
months ago or
recreating,
2
right?
years
Yeah,
ago.
having to
Yeah,
recreate the
recreate it.
document because you can't find a dang thing.
Yeah, rather than, oh, I have to start from scratch, but I knew I did this a year ago. For
Yeah.
example, that's
Yeah.
one example of how this proper file storage can save you a lot of time and therefore money.
Yeah, some of the
Yeah.
statistics that I saw when we were investigating even the idea of creating this product blew me away. How much lost time was lost in a given year
Mm.
by on an average by per contact. It was like 3 hours a day, 2 to 3
Oh,
hours a
that's
day.
bad.
Yeah, it was crazy,
Sounds like government or something.
crazy. And that's on an average.
I'm just
Obviously,
joking.
some people are better
Yeah.
than others, but
Yeah.
right. All
Yeah.
right, the next one I want to show you, and this is a kind of a little hidden feature that a lot of people don't know, but you can customize these bars here that you have up on the top. Now, some of the program stuff that we have, you can see there's ones that we have in here, like the pop-out screen and the archiver, and being able to scan right from here. These are ones that we put in. But what if you want to put something in? Like maybe a timer. There's a timer in ACT that most people don't even know about, and I think if memory serves, nope, it's not that. I was going to try to see if it was.
I was like, there's a timer?
Yeah, there is
Oh,
a
there it is right there. Oh, right. It's right above customize there in that.
right here,
I,
right there. There's the
yeah.
timer. So if you wanted to have a button instead of having to go tools, timer, and then start the timer, right? How long have you been with this particular contact?
Hmm.
Well, you can create a button for that. And so basically it's in the same area. You just go down to customize menus and toolbars. Okay, this will pop up. You're going to go to commands. And then what you're going to do is you're going to go find the drop down menu that you had for that. So in this case, it was tools. So we're going to go to tools. These are all the commands for tools. Now, some of them have icons, some of them don't. So if we go down here and let's find, there's the timer. I know Matt's been able to put icons and stuff with stuff, but let's just say you want to put it up here. You can just drag this and pop it up there. So now you've got timer. So instead of going in, excuse me, I need a drink.
Which, I mean, yeah, if you have billable time, let's say you're on a business call or something, you can click there. If you didn't pull up your phone or something or whatever, you don't have something set up, and you can start a timer, for example. Though a lot of times now your phones track time, but it's good that it's not a bad idea to have a timer. Or if you're like, okay, I'm going to spend 15 minutes on answering emails, then I got to move on. You could set yourself a timer, and if it's all in one place, it just makes it easier to use. So
absolutely. Yeah. And so now instead of going down to tools and down to timer, you can just press the timer button, press your enter key on your keyboard.
Very cool.
You should work with the enter key. You shouldn't have to click that. Anyways, pops up. You can pause it. You can, and then you can stop it. And then once you stop it, it will pop up if memory serves. I haven't used this for a while. Yeah, it'll pop up with a history window saying, okay, what was that timer all about? And you were on Todd Miller's record and you spent how much time, because it'll put in the duration. And you can say, hey, we talked about this, that, and the next thing. So the timer is a handy little tool that most people just don't know about. And again, and so I'm just going to walk you through that again. We'll close the timer down, tools, down to customize, menus and tools bars. So not only can you do the commands here, but you can also change the drop-down menus as well. So you can actually change these and you can edit these in here as well. I'm not going to go into detail on that. So if you do want to go into more detail than on this than what I've gone through, most people just want to put a button so they can access the button on whatever screen they're on. And you can do this for different screens, but you can also modify this area here as well. Now, the last thing I want to show you, we're going to flip into the other screen here. I
disappeared.
There we are. Yeah, no. Whoops, that's the wrong one. Jared, where are you?
I'm a ghost. I've disappeared.
You're a ghost.
Ooh, I am now haunting you. Oh, I'm back.
We'll just go back up to this one here.
Oh, here we go.
The last one I want to show you is this. and I'm going to actually do a live stream on this, but I want to kind of do a primer here for this. There's a tool that I've been using for quite a few years now, and it's an external tool. It's called Stream Deck. Now, Stream Deck was originally designed for gamers. So when they're streaming, they've got quick buttons, they can do different things. And I've been using this for business, and I'm finding more and more people are using this for business. It's kind of like a macro. You can use it as a macro device on your system. So instead of clicking buttons down at the bottom, it looks like this. Let's see if I can get in focus. There we are. This is what it looks like. And there's different versions of this. This is the 15 key. And you can set it up to do all sorts of stuff. I use it for editing. I use it for design work. I use it for, well, here's one here. Let's go back into this. And if I go to screen capture, I can actually go into screen capture. Can you see this on my screen?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Mhm.
So I can actually, I want to do a screen capture or something here, and then just click the capture button, and that will actually capture that particular information. So it's a really handy tool for quick macro type features that you want to do. I want to launch a particular product or an application in your system. I use it for adjusting volume. I use it. There's just a ton of different things, which I will go into in a separate live stream to actually give you some use cases where you could actually use this. Any other questions, Jared, that have popped up?
Yeah, no, nothing from the chat. But yeah, that's cool.
Okay.
Definitely, nice another tool to maybe simplify something. Though I imagine a
Oh,
lot of this stuff is just setting things up how you want to do things, and that'll save you time going forward. You know, I would
absolutely.
imagine that's a big part of this, right?
Oh, absolutely. It's all about productivity. And if you can find a use case, when I do the video up, I'll show you different use cases that I've used it for. And if it makes
Mm,
sense to you, that's something that you may want to look at.
yeah,
we're all about trying to make things a lot easier, faster, so that we can get things done quicker and cleaner.
yeah,
Anyways, hopefully this live stream has given you some ideas that you could use to take home and maybe implement within your practice, in your business, and be able to help you to become a little more effective, efficient. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to throw even after the live stream, throw some questions in there. For those who know how to get a hold of me, you can do a direct. Reach out to me direct and ask any questions. Happy to answer any questions for you. Hopefully, hopefully this has been helpful. Jared, thanks so much for participating and helping me out
yeah.
on
You bet.
this. And we'll happy Halloween, everyone, and
Yep.
keep safe. And we'll talk to you on the next live stream. Bye for now.